On the air, we have new reporting tonight in the deadly helicopter crash right onto a building in New York City. Authorities believe this is the video from right beforehand, and tonight we now learn of the call from the pilot not long before, where he was going and why he was in the air in the middle of that windswept rain. Also tonight, the emotional moment on Capitol Hill today. Jon Stewart surrounded by first responders from 9/11. The horrific toll on their health, and Stewart slamming politicians who were no-shows. In Boston tonight, we have just learned how baseball legend David Ortiz is now doing after his second surgery, that emergency trip back to Boston. The face-off in Iowa tonight, President Trump and Joe Biden both campaigning there. What each said about the other today, it made immediate news. And tonight, the eye-opening new numbers, where the race stands if it's Trump versus Biden. The urgent manhunt, an off-duty deputy was shot in the head while waiting for his food, the surveillance, and what we've learned in this case tonight. The Golden State scare, Kevin Durant at that moment on the court. Will he play again? The major new headline involving the missing mother of 5, what prosecutors say was found in her home as her estranged husband and his girlfriend were in court today. And you'll remember that moment on the beaches of Normandy last week. You won't believe what's happened tonight. America Strong.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with major new developments after that deadly helicopter crash here in New York City. That crash landing right on top of that high rise tonight. News of the call the pilot made not long before. Investigators believe this video shows that helicopter diving and then climbing after taking off, flying in that rain and blinding fog. Moments later, crashing on top of this 54-story building. The helicopter engulfed in flames. You could see the smoke there rising from the building. Tonight, investigators have been on top of that building, combing through the wreckage, and this evening, what we've now learned about the pilot. ABC's Gio Benitez leading us off.
Tonight, the view from above as NTSB investigators go through the wreckage 54 stories above Midtown Manhattan. They say they believe this video, captured minutes before the crash, is of the doomed chopper trying to maneuver through rain and fog. You can see the helicopter taking a dramatic dip, at one point even ascending higher than helicopters typically fly to get above the clouds. 11 minutes after takeoff, a crash landing on that skyscraper, sending up a plume of smoke as people scrambled downstairs to escape. Investigators are now taking us through the pilot's final hours. 58-year-old Tim McCormick dropped off a passenger at 11:45 a.m. at the helipad on New York's east side. He took off again about 2 hours later at 1:30 p.m. McCormick filing a flight plan showing he intended to fly to New Jersey by going around Manhattan, not over it, where there were flight restrictions.
We've got some information that says that the pilot may have tried to make radio calls near the end of the flight.
Law enforcement sources tell us those calls were to the helipad, saying he was in trouble because of weather and lack of visibility. Soon, we're told, he became disoriented and flew west right over Manhattan.
It's certainly one of the most interesting concerns we have is gathering as much information about the weather. Should the helicopter have been flying? I don't know yet.
In fact, tonight we're learning McCormick was not certified to fly in poor weather where he could not visually navigate.
So let's get right back to Gio Benitez, who's been reporting on this for the last 2 days. He's live in Manhattan tonight. And Gio, investigators are now beginning the challenging work, of course, of removing the wreckage from the roof of that building. Meantime, we're also hearing from the pilot's family tonight.
Yeah, David, the family believes that he specifically chose this rooftop for the emergency landing to spare people on these busy streets here in New York City. The family calls him a true hero. David.
All right, Gio Benitez leading us off. Gio, thank you. The other major story we're following tonight, that very emotional moment on Capitol Hill today. Jon Stewart with first responders from 9/11 there to testify about the horrific toll on their health, amid questions about the funding to help them. Stewart has been part of this 18-year fight to make sure responders are helped, and today he called out politicians who were not there. ABC's Terry Moran in Washington.
A furious Jon Stewart called out Congress on behalf of the 9/11 first responders, many of whom were with him in the room.
There is not a person here, there is not an empty chair on that stage that didn't tweet out, "Never forget the heroes of 9/11. Never forget their bravery." Well, here they are.
The issue in this hearing, a compensation fund for the 9/11 responders who were sickened by all that toxic debris. It's now running out of money, and future payouts are set to be cut by as much as 70%. Struggling to control his emotions, Stewart, a longtime advocate for these first responders, demanded Congress act.
Your indifference costs these men and women their most valuable commodity, time. It's the one thing they're running out of.
Luis Alvarez is facing his 69th chemotherapy treatment.
We are all worried about our children and spouses and our families if we are not here. You all said you would never forget. Well, I'm here to make sure that you don't.
As he closed, Jon Stewart also remembered what they did that day.
They responded in 5 seconds. They did their jobs with courage, grace, tenacity, humility. 18 years later, do yours. Thank you.
And Terry Moran with us live tonight. Terry, this was a very emotional scene, as we just all witnessed right there with you. Stewart surrounded by those first responders who were there for weeks and months after 9/11.
It was emotional, David. One of the reasons, all those empty seats. Now, this was the full committee hearing room for the Judiciary Committee, 41 members, but it was a subcommittee hearing. 12 of the 14 members of that subcommittee showed up. But for Jon Stewart, it was all a metaphor for a broken system. David?
Terry Moran in Washington. There is new reporting tonight about Red Sox legend David Ortiz tonight, flown to Boston for that emergency surgery. Tonight, a second surgery, and now word from his wife. ABC's chief national affairs correspondent Tom Llamas is in Boston tonight.
Tonight, David Ortiz on his feet, taking his first steps since being ambushed and shot. But he's not in the clear. His family saying he will have to spend several days inside the intensive care unit of a Boston hospital. Doctors performing a second surgery after he landed overnight from Santo Domingo. Today, his wife releasing a statement saying Ortiz is stable, awake and resting comfortably, but also asking for privacy. Ortiz underwent emergency surgery in the DR. Doctors removing parts of his liver, small and large intestines. Medical experts say the gunshot wound could have easily killed him. The retired slugger shot in the back on Sunday night while out in a nightclub in his hometown. This man, Eddie Feliz Garcia, taken into custody by police in connection with the shooting after witnesses grabbed and beat him. Ortiz's assistant saying there is no doubt this was the work of a sicario, a hitman. The motive is still not clear, but police say this was no robbery. His former teammates emotional over the fact the beloved slugger nearly died.
I'm so disappointed to know that someone like David can have someone after his life. And I'm sorry, I get. I'm sorry. But it hurts me.
Powerful moment today. Tom joins us from outside the hospital in Boston tonight, where Ortiz is recovering. And Tom, there are also initial reports coming in at this hour that the suspect in custody could be charged shortly.
That's right, David. There's quite a chaotic scene right now outside of a courthouse in the Dominican Republic. We understand that suspect we mentioned in our report, Eddie Feliz Garcia, is going to be charged as an accomplice to attempted murder. But Dave, the bigger question is there is another suspect out there. And the biggest question of all, what is the motive here? As you heard in the piece, they believe this was a hit job and that shooter is still out there. David?
All right, Tom Llamas, we know you'll stay on it. Tom, thank you. Now to the race for 2020 tonight, into the face-off this evening in Iowa. President Trump and Joe Biden both campaigning there. Air Force One there on the tarmac near Omaha, landing just a short time ago with the president on board. Joe Biden already there, both already tonight taking aim at each other. The gloves are coming off, and this evening, the new and eye-opening numbers if this does end up being Trump versus Biden. Mary Bruce from Iowa tonight.
President Trump heading to Iowa today, where Joe Biden is waiting for him. The former vice president making